Computer-assisted instructional goal. How to enhance listening. In this presentation, I will briefly focus on how I try to develop listening skills with learners who are learning English as an additional language. I will identify a number of learning theories together with a list of considerations with some insights that I have gained from trying to make listening in my classroom more comprehensible. The nature of listening. Garvey said, "Listening is an active, not a passive operation." Searching for meaning. The importance of understanding this concept of listening being an active engagement. That is, as a listener, the mind is actively searching for meaning. Comprehensible input. The importance of what creation calls comprehensible input, CI, or that we acquire when we understand what people tell us or what to read, when we are absorbed in the message. Individual progress is dependent on the input containing aspects of the target language that the acquirer has not yet acquired but is developmentally ready to acquire. This seems to imply the importance of ensuring that the language level is matched to the learners, which means teachers must understand their learners' abilities. Lower anxiety and higher self-confidence. Creation advises that acquisition proceeds best when the acquirer's level of anxiety is low and self-confidence is high. This seems to enforce the importance of making the learning environment in our classrooms non-threatening. Why develop listening skills? If someone is giving you a message or opinion, then of course you have to be able to understand it in order to respond. Purposes and intentions. Listening skills need to have a real-life meaning. Donaldson says that children need purposes and intentions, which they can recognize and respond to in others. These human intentions are the matrix in which the child's thinking is embedded. Materials with authentic meanings. This implies that we need to carefully select materials and purposes for practicing listening skills, and that they need to have an authentic meaning to young learners. The learning domains identified for this instructional goal fall on three categories. They are verbal information, cognitive strategy, intellectual skills. Considerations for classroom listening. Give the children confidence. We should not expect them to always understand every word, and they should know this. Explain why the children have to listen. Make sure the learners are clear about why they are listening, why the main point or purpose of the activity is. Help children develop specific strategies for listening. An important strategy that the teacher should teach is intelligent guesswork. Students are used to drawing on their background knowledge to work out something they are not sure of. Set specific listening tasks. I try to think of listening in three stages: pre-listening, while listening, post-listening, and have activities for each stage. Listening does not have to rely on the availability of a cassette or pre-recorded material. Most listening is teacher talk, what they are able to understand in the speech they hear, but they don't learn only listening. Motivation for learning language is to be able to communicate using all the resources they have already acquired to interact with other people about their needs and interests. This seems to be in line with social constructivist theories. Piaget believed that a young learner constructs or builds understanding over time. Vygotsky believed that learning was ahead of development, and for development to occur, interaction with adults or peers who are more knowledgeable is needed. This has been termed the zone of proximal development. Brunner extended Vygotsky's ZPD theory by defining the role of the more knowledgeable other as someone who is actively involved in the learning processes by closing the gap between what has been partially and fully understood. This has been termed scaffolding. Instructional goal statement. The students will demonstrate listening comprehension by answering where, who, what, when, how, and why questions across the variety of listening assignments. By changing observable behaviors, this goal is to be conducted with short-term objectives as sub-steps. The teaching procedure can be clarified in two parts. First, fit listening activities with pre-recorded or collected materials into daily lessons. 2. Teachers using the target language will promote purposeful meaning